Alright, we're looking at Cheerful Libraries today. The reason we took these volumes on was because they have a tremendous amount of Jack Wright, which are in demand, and we have a large client list that are always interested in these. So they may not ever make it up to the website, but just in case, we'll put it up on this and go from there. www.imaginationradio.com is our website. Our email address is imaginationradio@hotmail.com. Our eBay site is OTR Imagination Radio. You can contact us through that. Binding on this is completely gone. The container itself is in pretty good condition. The paper is, well, we'll see the paper here in just a minute. This is, I believe, volume 1, number 1. And that would be right. Two of the volumes are concurrent. Jack Wright's Perilous Journey to Cape Farewell. I don't know. I guess there were. I was going to say, I couldn't remember if there were different. So we'll go through it. We may not get to all 4 volumes, but I'll add the other volumes on later on if need be. Pirates of the Maelstrom. Number 2, A Clever Half. Ravagers of the Sea. Wow. That comes out pretty clear. Jack Wright's Prairie Yacht. Looks like there's old Jack himself. Good looking boat right there, land boat. Scarlet and Gold, number 4. Doesn't look like he's going off willingly. The Boys' Rifles. I keep forgetting to put the dates on these so people know when they're going out. It's December 10th, 2016. That's the Christmas decoration going off in the background. The River Crusoes. We do put our dealer stamp on the last page, as obscure as possible on all the issues. I started doing that a few years ago. I always liked to find an issue, to find the history of it, and one of those love-hate things. I always liked to find out where it was and where it had been during a time period. I hated it when they put it on the front page. It would always just kill the value of the book as well as mess up the actual artwork. Number 7, Doubtless 2. I'm thinking how great it would have been if somebody like Ed LeBlanc or certainly Charlie Bragan had taken the time to, and it does take time. It takes a lot of time to scan or take pictures of each and every item. I mean, we've got, I think we're probably down to around 18,000 issues at this point. But all it does is take one large collection of 20,000 or so to put you right up there. We used to run a pretty heavy load of between 35 and 42,000 issues. Uncle Chowder with the Larks in London. And even myself. I mean, I've had complete runs of the Frank Reed Library, Frank Reed Weekly, Pluck and Luck, all the smaller issues, Blue and Gray, Manly, all those. And in order for us to keep on hunting, we have to sell them off. I got into doing this by looking for certain items and would run into people who just didn't want to sell the certain items. Understandable, but they were willing to sell their whole collection a lot of times at the end of their collecting time. And so we were forced to purchase, large lots. A modern Mephistopheles. Interesting. The Doctor and Mr. Nicholas start a destination. I'll have to come back and look at this. I'm sure Mr. Nicholas isn't Nick Carter, but he did have several issues in here. Usually in the back of the book. Sort of like that ongoing pirate, Ravengers of the Sea. One above many. I'm gonna guess by the stereotypical clothing that it's an Irish story. Ronald Moxon's Fortune, a London Puzzle. Not him, but looks like an old sleuth character. Occasionally I get a comment that I go too fast. Remember, you can stop this. You can simply pause it. You can enlarge it if you want. The detective's best job. Get some tears on some turned pages. Ooh, I got a piece missing here. Didn't know that. Doesn't. Look at that. It does take away from the secondary story running through the book. Is this Jack Wright? Let's see, Jack Howard and the Pokey Pay. Chairman recovered the powers of motion. Well, I bet there's opium in there somewhere. Frank Broden's Revenge. I think this issue has, this volume has one of the Jack Wright issues I always liked, him and the shark. Yep, I thought for a minute there I worried that was missing a page because there's no litho on that side, but they're straight through. Outwitted all round, the roughs of the North Natal, Port Natal. From goal to goal. Are we looking at rugby? Yep. Remember to buy number 3 of My Queen Library. You know, the only My Queen Library I've ever seen is number 1. I don't think we've got it listed, though I believe we still have it. Well won. Oof. Folks, I didn't do it. It was already there. Trust me. Just wasn't aware of it. There we go. Jack Wright's in an electric roadster in the desert of death. Ooh. Nico Poi and the crew of the Shooting Star. Didn't realize that was there. William F. Cody, Buffalo Bill. Sketch from Life. We had that issue that in the actual Beatles at one point. This must be a retelling of it. There's the one. Jack Wright Submarine Destroyer. Thru. With the Malagasy. Well, we're running out of time, and we're running out of battery on the camera. 3,000 pounds of gold, fighting the cliff dwellers of the Sierras. Well, it says Jack. I just don't know if it's Jack Wright. Let's go back and check. Captain of the Coast Guard. Boy, that's been retold 100 times. In fact, I'm pretty sure one of the older volumes we have here has that story about submarine smugglers. First part of the issues have a lot of Jack Wright. The next volume, I think, has quite a bit. And the loss of the Gypsy Queen. The latter two have a lot of... okay, we're talking about Jack again here. But I'll confirm it before I list it. For the Love of Nellie. North Pole Adventure. Flying Phantom. hot air balloon, anyways. Again with Jack. A lot of Jacks in these stories. The ship never came home. I think that's it. That is it. I am flashing red for battery, and the time is almost up. I will put the rest of them up later. Take care.